Good evening to our viewers watching on television and those joining us online across our social media platforms. I am Madana Doric with the May 19th edition of the Guyana TV9 News. In the headlines tonight, an existential threat, President Ali urges dire warning to humanity as UN joins Guyana-LED Biodiversity Alliance. Government launches probe into alleged foreign worker exploitation at Region 7 mining site. BYGEVAL Secondary launches Guyana's second AUTOCAD lab to modernize TVET. And government blasts unauthorized fare hikes, urges commuters to report rough operators. Now for the news in depth. President Dr. Irfan Ali issued a chilling warning that the rapid collapse of global ecosystem poses an immediate existential threat to human survival. Speaking at a high-level ceremony where the United Nations officially signed onto the GUYANA-LED Biodiversity Alliance. Details in this report.
The UN has officially become the Alliance's 97th member, strengthening Guyana's push to place biodiversity protection at the center of global policy and development discussions. Speaking during the declaration ceremony at the office of the President, President Ali said the UN's involvement represents both a strong validation of the Alliance's mission and a significant step toward expanding its global influence. He noted that biodiversity conservation is no longer a standalone environmental issue, but one deeply connected to climate resilience, poverty reduction, agriculture, energy, tourism, and economic planning.
Biodiversity is collapsing at a rate unprecedented in human history, with up to 1 million species now at risk of extinction. The rapid loss of the world's biodiversity is a direct threat to food security, water systems, public health, and the global economy.
The head of state stressed that the biodiversity crisis is too vast for any country or institution to tackle independently and called for unprecedented levels of international collaboration among governments, indigenous communities, scientists, civil society groups, and the private sector. He also encouraged more countries and development partners to join the alliance and support coordinated global action. President Ali further praised the United Nations for its long-standing environmental leadership, noting that biodiversity protection has become central to the organization's international agenda through frameworks such as the Sustainable Development Goals and the Convention on Biological Diversity. He said the UN's participation increases the alliance's credibility and broadens its capacity to influence global environmental policy. Meanwhile, UN Resident Coordinator Jean Kamau said the partnership reflects a shared international commitment to preserving natural ecosystems for future generations. Kamau emphasized that biodiversity remains essential not only to environmental sustainability, but also to economic resilience, food security, cultural preservation, and human well-being.
The participation of the United Nations strengthens the institutional depth of the Global Biodiversity Alliance and affirms that this is not merely a regional or thematic initiative, but part of a broader global movement to reshape humanity's relationship with nature. When the United Nations joins this effort, it sends a clear and unmistakable message. The protection of biodiversity is now central to the international agenda.
Guyana launched the Global Biodiversity Alliance in 2025 and has since expanded partnerships with international institutions including Yale Center of Biodiversity and Global Change, Conservation International, World Bank, the Government of Brazil, indigenous communities, and private sector stakeholders focused on green financing and conservation initiatives. Adana Dork, Guyana TV9 News.
The Ministry of Labor and Manpower Planning has ordered a full-scale emergency investigation into Ike-Rim Earth Resources following explosive allegations of labor exploitation, hazardous workplace conditions, and severe safety violations against foreign workers. Here's more.
Acting on reports received over the weekend, officials moved quickly to examine claims of labor and safety violations affecting foreign nationals working at the mining operation. The ministry said the initial findings prompted immediate follow-up actions, including high-level diplomatic and stakeholder engagement. Labor Minister Honorable Kyomo Griffith met with the Acting High Commissioner of India to Guyana, His Excellency Manoj Kumar, in a preliminary discussions aimed at addressing the concerns and coordinating coordinating support for the affected workers. The engagement paved the way for a broader meeting involving the workers and management of the company. A subsequent session brought together ministry officials, representatives of Ika Herm Earth Resources, and 38 Indian nationals employed at the site, allowing the workers to directly present their complaints regarding conditions at the workplace. During the discussions, concerns were raised about the handling of personal documents, particularly passports. Minister Griffith confirmed that the issue was swiftly resolved following intervention, with all passports returned to the workers. Ministry has since issued a 24-hour deadline for the company to formally respond to the allegations, which include claims of poor working conditions, wage-related disputes, and broader welfare concerns. Authorities have also confirmed the reports surrounding the death of a worker on May 12, 2026 are now part of the ongoing investigation. A joint task force comprising officers from the Ministry of Labor and Manpower Planning, the Guyana Police Force, and the Trafficking in Persons Unit under the Ministry of Home Affairs has been deployed to the site to conduct further inquiries. The ministry says it will continue monitoring the situation closely and take all necessary action to ensure full compliance with Guyana's labor laws. Adanador, Guyana TV9 News.
GPL says it is seeking to recover $8.6 million from S. Joseph Transportation and Machinery rental after heavy-duty equipment allegedly damaged a major transmission line during works at Grove New Housing Scheme, East Bank, Demerara, causing Monday's widespread power outage that affected tens of thousands of customers. The contractor has been given 14 days to settle the amount or face legal actions. More news after the break. Stay tuned.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by June 30, 2026 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Persons eligible for registration must visit the GCOM registration office responsible for their area of residence to apply. Persons who are already registered could apply for a name change if they have changed their names since they were registered, apply for corrections if there is incorrect information on their national ID cards. Persons who are desirous of conducting any of the above transactions must provide the relevant supporting documents. Persons who are already registered must collect their new ID cards if they have not yet done so. This registration exercise will end on May 29, 2026. You need to apply for a transfer if you now live at a different address than the one you were registered at. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy. GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. If you have moved to a new address since you were registered, you are required to update your address by applying for a transfer to ensure your address is accurate. Where to apply for a transfer? Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to apply for a transfer. When to apply for a transfer? You can apply to have your address updated during this national registration exercise. This registration exercise will end on May 29, 2026. The office hours for GCOM are: permanent registration offices open Monday to Thursdays from 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 16 hours 30, and on Fridays from 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 15 hours 30. The offices will be closed on weekends and holidays. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. You're watching the Guyana TV9 News Bulletin. Secondary education in Region 5 took a major digital leap forward today as BYGEVAL Secondary School commissioned Guyana's second specialized AUTOCAD laboratory, accelerating a national push to replace traditional drafting tables with 2D and 3D digital design technology. Details in this report.
The new lab was commissioned by Minister of Education Honorable Sonia Parag and is equipped with industry-standard AutoCAD software to prepare students for careers in engineering, architecture, and design-related fields. It allows the first AutoCAD lab established at Abrams Jewell Secondary School in Region 2.
And this is our second. We have 4 more to go in the very, very near future. So it's a great day for BYGEVAL and for secondary schools in general, because this school and this lab will not only be serving the students and the residents of those who are close, very close to BYGEVAL, it will also be serving Myconi, Lancaster, Helena, and Supply and other schools. So those are inclusive. So you do have Region 4 and Region 5 benefiting, some of Region 4 and some of Region 5 benefiting from this lab.
The minister said the facility will not only benefit BYGEVAL students, but also learners from surrounding communities including Myconi, Lancaster, Helena, and Supply. She noted that the lab is being positioned as a shared resource to widen access to technology training across Regions 4 and 5. Minister Parag emphasized that the expansion of TVET programs reflects a national push to modernize education and produce more skilled professionals, including electricians, engineers, and technical service workers. She said the sector has seen significant growth over the past 6 years with increased investment in practical training.
You are being aided now by technology, and you're in an era that is going to be developed by technology. You are going to become leaders in an era where technology is going to be leading. Our generation, we learn by writing on blackboards, we learn by writing in our books, we learn by studying our books and putting our drawings down on paper. You are having the use of artificial intelligence, and it is the right use of artificial intelligence.
She also highlighted the importance of integrating technology into education, urging students to use digital tools and emerging technologies responsibly to enhance learning and creativity. According to the minister, students must be prepared for a future shaped by innovation and advanced technical skills. The commissioning ceremony also featured the handover of educational materials, including musical instruments and sports equipment, aimed at strengthening the school's arts and physical education programs. Officials described the initiative as part of a broader effort to improve both academic and extracurricular opportunities for students. Adana Doric, Guyana TV9 News.
In a major policy shift targeting stalled public works, Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh declared that the government is aggressively tightening its grip on state contract management to permanently end project delays and shoddy construction. Here's more.
The measures follow a high-level meeting convened by President Irfan Ali with permanent secretaries, regional executive officers, and other accounting officers aimed at strengthening accountability and improving delivery of public services.
And President Ali's instructions are very clear that those contracted timelines must be honored.
Dr. Singh explained that the government expanded development program has made accountability and sound financial management a top priority. He said the cabinet expects all goods and services contracted by the state to be delivered exactly as agreed, including the quantity, quality, and timelines outlined in contracts. The finance minister revealed that permanent secretaries were specifically instructed to enforce liquidated damages against contractors who miss deadlines. He noted that these penalties are standard provisions in most government contracts and are intended to ensure contractors are held financially accountable when projects are delayed.
So we emphasized the imposition of liquidated damages where persons exceed their contracted timeline. We further emphasized the Cabinet's expectation that beyond the imposition of liquidated damages, where they still fail to deliver the goods and services during the liquidated damages period, that immediate steps be taken to terminate contracts, those contractors who go beyond a specified length of time, after which liquidated damages start to be introduced.
The government is also placing greater emphasis on performance bonds, which serve as financial safeguards if contractors fail to complete projects. Dr. Singh warned that accounting officers will be held responsible if performance bonds are not secured or are allowed to lapse before projects are completed. Additionally, the finance minister announced stricter controls on contract variations and contingencies, saying ministries and agencies will no longer have broad flexibility to increase contract prices without approval. Any variation to the original contract price must now return to the original approving authority as part of what he described as a broader effort to ensure citizens receive government goods and services in a more timely and efficient manner.
More news after the break. Stay tuned.
Want to place your death announcements and in memoriam messages on Channel 9? Call 592-761-5006, 710-5008, 600-5006. Or visit our office at Lot 85A Lamaha Street, Albertown, Georgetown, Century 21 Building.
Guyana Channel 9 is now Guy TV9, proudly under new management. We're building stronger with a balanced and open platform for all advertisers. Whether you're promoting a business, service, or event, your message belongs right here. So choose your spot, news, primetime, or anytime, and reach viewers across Guyana. With affordable rates and professional service, Guy TV9 is your partner in progress. So visit us at Lot 21A, Lamaha Street, Georgetown, in the Century 21 building, or call 600-5006 or 761-5006. Guyana TV9. New leadership, fresh outlook, real results.
Welcome back. You're watching the Guyana TV9 News Bulletin. The government of Guyana has issued a stern warning to public transport operators against implementing unauthorized fare increases, threatening to revoke permits and take decisive legal action amid mounting complaints of commuters' harassment and price gouging. Here's more.
Minister of Public Works, Juan Edghill, made the statement while addressing growing concerns from commuters about unauthorized fare hikes by some minibus, taxi, and hire car operators. He stressed that transport operators do not have the authority to arbitrarily increase fares without government approval. Minister Edghill emphasized that passengers should not feel pressured or intimidated into paying more than the approved transportation cost. He assured citizens that the government remains committed to protecting commuters and ensuring fair treatment within the public transportation sector.
As of now, there is no increase in fares, and no Guyanese citizen, no tourist, no child, no worker, or anyone is forced to pay, and no bus driver, operator, taxi, or hire car has the power to put you out if you refuse to pay.
The minister encouraged members of the public to remain vigilant and to look out for the official lists outlining approved transportation fares. He also called on citizens to report all cases involving unauthorized fare increases or incidents where passengers are threatened, abused, or removed from vehicles or refusing to comply with unlawful charges. Minister Edghill acknowledged that some operators have cited increased operational expenses, including fuel and spare parts, as justification for raising fares. However, he noted that while certain costs may have risen, prices for several other items have declined, and any decision regarding the fare adjustments must come through the proper regulatory channels.
And the excuse just can be, I pay more at the gas station, or I pay more for the spare part, or I pay more for the tire, which in many cases, if we trace it, prices have gone down in some items, while yes, there are some increases in fuel.
The government says it will continue monitoring the situation closely to ensure that commuters are protected from exploitation and that public transportation services operate within the approved legal framework.
In tonight's regional news, a 22-year-old British national was arrested at Piarco International Airport in Trinidad and Tobago after customs officers discovered nearly $6 million worth of marijuana hidden in his luggage during routine passenger clearance operations. He was referred to the Red Line for further inspection, where officers from the preventative branch searched the bags and confirmed the substance as cannabis. The estimated street value was $5,966,295.80, and the investigations are ongoing with partner national security agencies. Authorities said charges under the Customs Act, Chapter 7801, are expected to follow as enforcement efforts continue, reflecting continued broader security operations against illegal narcotics importation. Internationally, a U.S. federal judge has barred immigration agents from making arrests without exceptional circumstances at 3 Manhattan Immigration Court buildings, including 26 Federal Plaza, 201 Warwick Street, and 290 Broadway. The ruling by Judge P. Kevin Castle limits a practice from the Trump era that allowed courthouse arrests of individuals attending required immigration hearings. The judge emphasized the need to protect access to asylum and removal proceedings without fear of detention, while still allowing arrests for public safety threats or outside courthouses. The decision stems from a lawsuit by civil rights groups and was praised by a victory for immigrants, advocates, and due process protections. Those are our major headlines for tonight's newscast. For more trending stories, follow our Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube platforms at GUYTV9. I'm Dana Dark. Thank you for watching.